So I'm going to go over my data analysis protocol. So the protocol itself, once PLCs will meet to look at common data. PLCs will look at the patterns in the data, notice any similarities, differences. They will then identify the strengths, weaknesses, and any outliers. This will be important because we will want to see, like, are there certain kids that are just not fitting the mold? Are there certain kids not there? Things that, like, maybe a student, we know that, like, this student was gone all the time, so they're gonna mess with the data more than others. Then PLCs will plan to implement interventions together or separate, depending on if it's a whole class intervention or separate. And after implementing the interventions, data will be then reviewed again. We want to make sure that this is being looked at multiple times. Our next thing that I wanted to share with you is our the worksheet that I would get. I wanted to make this as easily and accessible as possible. We know teachers are busy people. I know that personally when we get to meetings, we need things to be very, like, straightforward to the point. So I wanted to make sure that that was the case for this. So subject standard of common assessment, we would assume that they're going to look at one piece of data at a time. Are there any outliers? We want to look at that first. We want to know what data should we not be including. What are the kids' strengths? We can see this as a whole class strength. Maybe one class was good at one thing, one class was good at another thing, and then what are their weaknesses? Which class? Then we look, is the weakness classroom issue or an individual issue? Some students may have others. What could be the reasons for this weakness? We know that there's multiple reasons there could be the weakness. Again, we talked about absences. We talked about other issues like home issues, things like that. And then what could we put in place to modify or reteach? Because we know that the reason we're going over this data is to go over it, to adjust it. So what are we going to put in place, whether that means we put in the interventions. This is where we would put our interventions. So we want to make this very sweet, simple, to the point. Make it easy and accessible that teachers would actually utilize.